was diving off the west coast of Florida, helping out some friends, Marie and Alex Kouros. They were in business for themselves, doing a job that their families had done before them for generations. Sponge diving. I was at the bottom, carrying a net for the sponges and a claw to help gather them. My air supply was running low, and I was about to surface when I heard a strange sound, like bells. I figured that I must have been down too long, that my imagination was playing tricks on me. Then I saw a cave nearby, and the music seemed to be coming from it. As I swam toward the cave, the music grew louder. Suddenly, some powerful force pushed me toward the rocks like a giant hand. I was being sucked into the cave. I held on with all my might to the ledge above the opening and finally squeezed over it to safety. But I had been knocked around like a leaf. Air and sunshine never seemed better than at that moment. My friends in the boat were nearby. I knew they'd be worried, knowing that I didn't have much air left. Myself was scared, too.
What happened?
Well, you won't believe me, and don't laugh at me. But I think I heard bells and music down there.
The cave of the Mermaid. We must be right on top of it.
Wait a minute, my ears are stopped up. I'd have sworn you said something about mermaids.
Yeah, I did.
Are you kidding?
Alex is not joking, Mike. The bones of my Uncle Elias are down there with her right now.
Now wait a minute. This is America. We're in the 20th century. You were born here. You went to school here.
Yeah, we don't believe in old wives' tales and childish superstitions either, but there's something down there.
But there is a thing that looks like a woman, and it lives in that cave beneath us, and it kills divers.
You saw it?
No, but many others have.
Where are they?
They're dead. They heard the music and they were dragged into the cave and they never came up.
Well, if they're dead, how did you hear about it?
Well, there were some that heard the music and escaped like you did.
Okay. But I didn't come up with any fairy tales about a mermaid.
Nick Demetrius was pulled into the cave, and then by a true miracle, he got out.
Demetrius saw her. She smiled at him.
Nick Demetrius? The old man who roams around the docks?
Mike, Nick Demetrius is not an old man. I was already diving when he was still called the best diver in Tarpon Springs.
Now his hair is white and his hands shake, and he wanders around mumbling to himself.
All because of the mermaid, huh?
Yes, she couldn't kill him, so she drove him mad. When I see him now, it breaks my heart.
Oh.
Hey, Mike, where are you going? Hey, you're not thinking of going back down there again, are you?
Yeah. I got a date with Nick's girlfriend.
Mike, you don't understand. We have sometimes made jokes among the three of us, but now we're serious.
You can believe the stories or not, but there's great danger down there.
Sure, there's an underwater current down there. It's very dangerous.
Well, isn't that enough to stop you?
Nope. Not after that fantastic story you both told me. This I got to see for myself.
Mike, please, I beg of you, don't go.
Oh, don't you worry your pretty little head now. I got a good manila rope there. Alex will make a lifeline for me.
A safety line? Mike, most of the men that died down there were sponge divers. They had safety lines and a full crew to help them. I don't want any part of this.
Nor I.
Well, okay. I'll do without your help.
Mike, you're nothing but a big stubborn fool.
Well, I'm not big enough fool to believe that story about a mermaid.
All right. If you're so set on getting yourself killed, I'm not going to stand in your way. What do you want me to do?
Oh, that's the right attitude. Throw the end of the line down to me, huh? As I approached the cave, I began to hear the bells once more. But I wasn't frightened because the current didn't seem as strong as before, and this time I had a safety line. Alex and Marie weren't giving me much slack, and I came to the end of the line only a few feet from the cave. I decided to take the risk to investigate and cut the line. It was a bad mistake. In the next instant, the tremendous current swept against me again, pushing me toward the rocks. I held onto the ledge for my life, hardly knowing what I was doing.
Marie, come here!
What?
The line's gone slack. Something's happened to Mike.
Oh, no. Alex, what are you going to do? Now stop it.
Finally, I scrambled over the ledge again. And almost automatically, I opened my rescue parachute. Inflated it with air. Dropped my weight belt and slowly floated toward the surface.
No, I won't let you go, Alex.
Let me go, Marie.
Please, he's dead. You'll only kill yourself.
Somebody's got to save him.
He's dead. There's nothing you can do. Look.
Hang on there, Rob.
You got my tank?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, let go.
Come on, Mike. Are you badly hurt? water.
Get the first aid kit.
I can't breathe. Boy, Nick's girlfriend. She'll put up a good fight.
We warned you, Mike, but you wouldn't listen.
Hurts, huh?
Only when I laugh. Oh.
We're going in. You need a doctor.
Oh, now relax. I'm not that bad off.
Yeah, with a couple of broken ribs.
I'm going to have to do a lot more planning in advance before I tackle that cave again.
Again? Alex, Mike is going back again.
Mike, are you out of your mind?
Yeah, maybe I am. You know that novel, Moby Dick?
Yes.
Well, now I know how Captain Ahab felt about the white whale. I was back in Tarpon Springs. My ribs weren't broken, but I was pretty bruised. I tried to get interested in other projects, but somehow I just couldn't stay away from that harbor. I walked around aimlessly, looking at the boats and the water. The Mermaid's cave kept haunting my thoughts, and those strange bells kept ringing in my ears. I knew that I was going to have to return to that cave and solve the mystery. It'd be dangerous, but all our knowledge of the sea comes from people who are more curious than afraid. And to break the power of this local superstition would be a worthwhile achievement.
You Mike Nelson?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Nick Demetrius. You didn't see her, did you?
No, I didn't.
But you heard the music.
I think I did.
You heard the music. You heard the music. You still hear it.
Tell me, what happened to you?
I don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, I understand. But it'd be a great favor. Please, I need your help.
They said I was the best diver in Tarpon Springs. Maybe I was. But I had to keep on proving it. Anyway, I knew about the legend of the Mermaid Cave. And I had even heard funeral bells ring where there should have been no sounds like that at all. The woman in the cave was supposed to pull men down to their death. But the cave was suddenly there, only a few steps away, and nothing was pulling me. I was a sponge diver, the best sponge diver. And maybe the sponges for which I searched were in the cave. All at once, something was pulling me down, something I could not see to fight against, and then I saw her. She seemed to smile as the cold hands of the dead men pulled me toward her. Was torn apart. Then water came into my helmet, choking me. Then everything was black. The darkness ended for me many days later in a hospital room in Tarpon Springs. And I was as you see me now. Since then, I live in a bad dream. I hear the bells and I feel the cold hands pulling me. And always, I see her face.
Nick, there must be some sensible explanation for what happened to you.
She had a beautiful face, Mr. Nelson. But you're a lucky man. You did not see it.
Nick Demetrius' story was a terrifying one, but I learned something from it. Afterwards, I collected and read everything that I could about tidal movements and underwater currents in that area. I studied the available charts of the ocean bottom, and I figured and refigured all the possibilities. I had a theory, but there was only one way of testing it. And if I was mistaken, well, I wouldn't discover that mistake until I died in the cave.
Hi, Mike. How do you feel?
Hi, Alex. Well, I'm as good as new, boy.
Good. Hey, what's all this stuff?
This is the key to the Mermaid Cave.
Oh, no, Mike, you can't do it.
Take a look at this, John. We've never found any sponges in this area here, have we?
No?
The bottom is as clean as if it's been swept by a broom, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You know why?
Well, that's the way that leads to the cave. Mike has got the hand of death.
No, stop it. No, this is a tidal basin, a small one.
So what does that prove?
It proves that Demetrius and Maria's uncle, Elias, and all those divers had the right idea instinctively. There are sponges in this cave.
Are there?
I think there are. See, there's strong currents that run through this basin, and they drag everything in front of them into this cave.
Just like they'll drag you. Look, maybe there are sponges in that cave, but as far as I'm concerned, they can stay there till Judgment Day. I don't want any part of it. You say that the currents account for the men who were trapped and died in there?
Yeah. That's right.
Well, what accounts for the ringing of the bells and that woman that Nick Demetrius saw?
I'll have the answer to those two questions as soon as I come up from the grotto.
Yeah, if you come up from the grotto. Say, Mike, would two men have a better chance down there than one?
Thanks, Alex, but I wouldn't want to take any chance like that. I might be able to escape the wrath of the Mermaid, but certainly not your wife's.
So there is something you're afraid of, huh?
Obviously, I'm still a bachelor.
Well, when do we leave?
No, now, Alex.
Oh, we'll take my boat. Look, I can be the pilot if I can't be the diver. Only, let's get going, huh? Before I change my mind.
Okay, thanks, huh? My studies and calculations had seemed crystal clear back at Tarpon Springs. But now that we were on our way, I wondered how sure anyone could be when he had to contend with such tricky currents. Alex, there's a time when it's reasonably safe. It depends on the tide, mostly.
Well, how do you know that?
Well, I don't really. But I do know that the currents are not constant. I noticed that, and so did Demetrius. And I think that I figured out almost exactly when I can count on a minimum amount of turbulence.
For how long?
Well, it's hard to say. It could be for as long as a half an hour.
Or just for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, do me a favor this time. Don't cut the line.
Well, you give me enough slack and I won't.
Time already?
Yeah, it's just about. I'll see you all later, huh?
Sure. See you later.
Mike. Good luck.
swam down toward the cave. It was just the time that I figured the currents would be the weakest. If I was wrong, well, anything could happen. But I seemed to be right. The water was calm, and I didn't hear any bells. I was right about the sponges, too. There they were, hundreds of them, and prime ones at that. For a moment, I almost forgot about the Mermaid and happily gathered big sponges for Alex and Marie. It was still quiet, so I decided to send up the sponges on my safety line and explore the cave.
Hey, it's Mike.
It's Mike. Oh, Alex.
Sponges!
As I entered the cave, the current began to suck me in again. It didn't seem as strong as before, so I went along with it. There were those bells again. Very faint, but I could hear them. Suddenly, there in front of me was the grim reminder of what might be in store for me. The mournful remains of other divers who had been pulled into the cave before me. The bells were getting louder. The current was getting stronger. I realized that I'd have to get out of there in a hurry, or not get out at all. Then I discovered the secret of the bells. A heavy old anchor chain that clanged as the current ran through. And beyond this, there she was, finally, incredibly, the Mermaid.
What's happened to him?
Honey, I don't know.
Well, he's gone. He's gone.
Hey, give me a hand!
Oh, Mike!
Mike!
Oh, golly, Mike. Are we ever glad to see you? Oh, gee.
I see you got my present.
Yeah, prime sponges from the cave.
That's right. And that's not all. Look.
Well, that's the Mermaid?
That's the Mermaid. She doesn't look so frightening up here, does she? No, she wasn't so very frightening up here. A carved wooden figure from the prow of an old wreck. Hello there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. You know, 3/5 of the world is covered by the sea. And how little most of us know about that underwater world. Go below with us again next week, huh? For another thrilling adventure in Sea Hunt.